This is the Super Ugly Show. 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 It's the Super Ugly Show.
It is fucking going down, everyone. You are not gonna want to miss this.
Super Ugly Show. Super Ugly Show. Super Ugly Show.
We've been on the brink since it started.
Superugly Show.
Tuesdays of the Superugly Show.
I encourage my children and my grandchildren
old enough
to
to
listen
watch
to
it?
this when they're old enough to whatever.
I'm the clue for this puzzle here.
I'll live in infamy forever now. My kids will have record of this. My grandkids will have record of this. This will always be there.
I thought Rocky was the asshole of the show. It turns out I'm the fucking asshole. I didn't even want to be the asshole.
I'm a nice guy. It's gonna get ugly.
Did not sing. Damn it!
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Wait, what?
Just sing this.
I blame you guys.
No, don't blame them.
I'm blaming them.
Someone's fault that, Rich.
Just sing this.
What up, everybody? Super Ugly Show, episode 299. One left after this for all you fuckers out there, the 7 of you that actually watch. Yeah, so welcome to the show. As you can see, Rich is currently not here. This is not existent at all, but I guess I don't need it, but in case someone calls. Rich is not here, but thank God my good friend from StatementGames.com is here, Mark. Mark, how are you, pal?
Doing all right, man. What's going on? Let's see if we can
Wondering where the hell this fucking
give
guy
this
is.
show a little bit of a boost now that we're getting rid of some of the dead weight. Let's
Well,
see what happens.
you know, the common courtesy thing, again, it's not like Richie called me to say, hey, I'm going to be late, or, you know, showed any type of initiative or care at all for the show, which, you know, could be part of the reason why
You need a
maybe
break.
I lost the luster for it. But, you know, 7:30 rolls around, and I'm like, well, Rich isn't here. Me and Mark are here. We're set up. We're ready to go. Where the hell's Rich? Let me give him a call, make sure my pal's all right. And he gives me, I'm at the shop. I'll be there in 5-10 minutes. Go ahead and start the show. Now, I feel like, you know, there were some personal things going on because he said he's going through some stuff. But with that being said, you know, Tuesday's a long day until 7:30 where, you know, a text or a phone call or, you know, any type of communication to let me know I could be running late or, you know, I might not be there. Because if you weren't here, Mark, then what? I'm up Schitt's Creek without a paddle, as they say. He's a real son of a bitch, that guy.
Like you said, it's not like you're getting up at 6 o'clock and you got to be somewhere at 6:30 and
Yeah.
you're running a couple minutes late here.
Yeah, and I understand he runs a business. You know, he's got things to do. But also, how busy can a Tuesday be in a barbershop? I can't imagine all too busy.
Plus, around where we're at right now, I
Yeah.
mean, the weather sucks.
Yes,
I mean,
yeah.
it's pissing outside, it's stopping, it's kind of like, you know, going. So
Oh, wait. Someone's saying, Mark, speak a little louder.
Speak. How about now? You think I'm
Oh.
getting better? I'm not even on?
Wait, no, you should be. Yeah, that's you. Speak into it.
How about now? Is that better? I kind of feel like I put
Mads,
out a
how's
lot of
that?
good stuff.
Yeah, maybe you just got to be a little closer.
All right,
Yeah,
let's,
maybe you're pulling a
let's go
John
this
on
way.
us. Mads, how's he speak? You know, say "ow now, brown cow" into the mic. Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Would you say out
Ow now,
brown
ow
cow?
now, brown cow.
Out now, brown cow.
Good enough. How's that, Mads? Hurry up and write in the chat. We don't have all day to wait for your response. Can you hear him there? Was that all right? God damn it. She's still taking forever. Women. What are you going to do? Let's see. Volume is down, Rock. And here I thought you did that on purpose. Hello, sweetie. Well, how's the... Oh, better. All right. Matt says better. Maybe it was just Mark. Is it me too, Doug Fox, or is it just Mark? I know it's not me. I speak loud and clear.
I feel like I'm shouting over here.
Well, you might be, but maybe.
Maybe if you got some proper
you gotta
equipment.
talk when you talk sideways into it. You got to talk directly into
You
that
got to talk
mic.
directly
Yeah.
into it like this.
Yeah, see, like mine, I can kind of turn my head, I can move, but that one is a talk directly into type of mic. So, we got that. Yeah, so $2.99. That's 299 Tuesdays, 299 episodes of Super Ugly Show, and that's 299 times no one's really noticed us. You got to laugh, though, because you know what it is? I know we got something good here, and it just drives me nuts. It drives me fucking insane, especially when we have, like, you and John. When it's just me and Richie, I can understand some people, it might not be the same when the third person's here. But, whenever we have a third person, it's always, gold, as they say. You're a sports guy, so I figured we'll start with something sportish. There's a couple things, actually. I know the Baseball Hall of Fame was a couple weeks ago, but there were some pretty major snubs, and now they're officially not allowed to be voted again, like Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, right? They're officially never going to be in the Hall of Fame now.
I don't know what the full story is. I kind of feel that the story changes every other year or something like that.
Well, I heard this was their last chance to get in.
I think this was like their last year to be, eligible, like on the ballot and things like that. So what happens now is, now that they come off, the only way for them to get in is almost like if the seniors committee decides to kind of like, put them in. Because if you noticed, basically every single, like this year, I think it was maybe like a guy like Jim Cott, who has been retired forever, never made it into the Hall of Fame, and then like the senior guys kind of like voted him in.
Well, because
so
they need
guys like that
somebody though. That's the thing. Like they're running out of people because of this stupid steroid thing. And let me tell you something, Major League Baseball. If you think Reggie Jackson wasn't fucking doing something, or some of these guys back in the 80s and 70s when you weren't testing, like get the fuck out of here. You're wrong. Like it's been in sports probably forever, until like legit testing came in, and then obviously you kind of have to either work around it or just stop. But steroids have been around in baseball long before Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens, and I'm sure tons of the people in the Hall of Fame right now did something to enhance their fucking game. And if you're going to sit there and try to tell me that 100% of them, absolutely not, you're lying. You're absolutely lying. It's just they didn't get caught.
You have every right to think that way. I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, how are you going to prove it? I feel like they just put too many guys into this Hall of Fame anyway. They're putting anywhere between 5 to 6 guys in here. What's wrong with kind of like, taking a year off every now and then? I mean, the people that are putting in there, it depends on how you will look at it. You want to have a hall of really good kind of like, baseball players, that's one thing here. But to tell me that guys like Harold Baines is breathing or in the same breath as like a Mickey Mantle or a Joe DiMaggio or Willie Mays or whatever it is.
But that's the problem.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Because now these guys that they're, that should be in, that they're not putting in, they have to put somebody in. So now they're just
That's
fucking...
the whole point.
Yeah,
Why do they have to put somebody in?
Well, exactly. I agree. They shouldn't. If there's no one,
and it's
eligible...
not just baseball. That's all the sports.
It's not like it's even an event that the public sees. So if you took a year off, no one's even going to notice. Like, no one would give a shit. Honestly, if a year went past where they didn't do the Baseball Hall of Fame, I wouldn't notice. The only reason why I know it happens is because every year there's talk of Clemens, there's talk of Bonds, there's talk of who else? The Boston Red Sox guy.
The Clemens?
No, the one who bled.
Schilling?
Yeah, well, isn't he another one that with the steroid
I'm not sure
stuff?
if they kicked him out or if he took himself off.
Oh, all right. I know he's
that
always
was
an issue
more-
too, though.
I mean, that wasn't like drugs or performance enhancing. I think that's more because he might be a little bit of a dick, and
He is a piece of shit, from what I hear.
He's very political as well, or he's very opinionated.
Yeah.
So he's rubbed more than a few people the wrong way.
Well, the problem is he's opinionated for the wrong side. If he was opinionated for the right side, as far as the media is concerned, he would be beloved, and he would be this great athlete that everyone,
It's fair
holds
argument.
into high regard. But because he's not on, we'll just say it, the left side, as an athlete, an actor, anyone really in the media, if you are on the conservative side, you're basically supporting the devil as far as everyone else is concerned. That's why actors who are on that side just don't say anything.
Yeah, but just in general, I think that there's just a lot of like shifting going on.
What do you mean?
With that whole kind of narrative.
Well, because Biden has done a fabulous job of really
I mean, I kind of feel
destroying
the
his
people on the
party.
far right are bad, and the people on the far left are just as worse, if not kind of worse. There's got to be more of a.
Oh, I think they're both awful parties.
maniacs.
They're both
they're
terrible,
nuts.
and they all have the same agenda. It's not like you got to think of this, right? Behind the scenes, both sides are probably shaking hands, laughing with each other, having dinners, and being like, "What? Look at these fucking idiots." You know what I mean? Running around like little fucking worker ants, doing whatever we say, whatever we tell them they believe. And it's true for the most part. A lot of people do trust and believe their government, which is mind-boggling at this point. But, the public perception is, we hate each other. But I don't buy it. I don't buy it. It's like wrestling. It's all the work. There's
Correct.
heel and baby faces.
I think there's a lot of acting.
Yeah.
And,
because honestly, to get anything done, you do have to work together because you have to have both sides then vote on whatever bill you're trying to pass or whatever it is, So eventually you do have to work together to get anything done. Otherwise, nothing will ever get done, which is what happened in 4 years with Trump because they were like, fuck you, no matter what. We're not backing anything this guy does. The left did. And again, you look at that and you go, well, what the fuck? Like, you're acting like babies. You're acting like people on a fucking playground who they took your ball and they won't give it back. And now you're like, well, we're not going to play with you ever again now. And it's like, I don't know.
It's all a bigger narrative that everyone's trying to kind of push. I mean, take a look what's going on in Canada. I mean, that's some crazy stuff. I get it from the perspective of, all right, you want to protest, you have a right to do it. But once you start shutting down the city, yeah, look, there's going to be some freaking kind of problems. But in the same breath here, now you're arresting people. You're freezing their assets. It's not like there's any type of due process or any kind of
well, again, they're arresting
charges
people. But if you notice,
made.
the people in Canada, if they were Americans, they would be labeled as right-wing people. These people that
I'm just
are
saying
doing this.
it's borderline crazy.
Yeah, but
what's going on?
When it was going on in America and people were shutting down cities and it was the left, hey, they're just peacefully protesting. They're just expressing themselves. And it's like, no, they're burning down buildings. They're fucking stealing. They're looting. They're flipping over cars. They're destroying public property and private property. They're threatening people. They're assaulting people. But you turn the other way for that. Like, that's what drives me nuts. I'm not on either side. I hate both sides. And anyone who picks a side, honestly, to me, is fucking mental. Like, how you can sit there and just blindly go,
Correct.
This is my side. No matter what they say or do, I'm going to back it. I look at that and I go, you're a fucking lunatic. You're a sheep. And honestly, that's the type of people where I go, when we thin the herd, you're the first to go.
Yeah, and even kind of tying it back to sports. I'm not sure if you saw what Mark Cuban recently kind of came out with, but he kind of said a lot of those things along those lines. He's like, what I would actually do if I got more involved from a political perspective is just eliminate this whole political party kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
The fact that people vote along party lines is a little crazy. Everybody should be taking a look at problems or situations or challenges on an individual basis and voting it on from that perspective as opposed to what party line the issue is being tied to.
Well, it's also that you only get two choices. Like, how the fuck is that helpful?
But that's something like, why do you even need two choices? I mean,
well, we should have like 10 when it comes to the president.
I think you should just do away with political parties. This is who I
No,
am.
but yeah, that's fine. But
these are the
if
issues
you
that I'm
had
running
10,
on.
if you had
that's
10
it.
candidates, you would kind of have to, because one Republican, one Democrat, and then 8 independents. Just do it where I'm neither. This is who I am. This is the platform I'm running on. Either you want to vote for me or you don't. I'm not red. I'm not blue. I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. I believe in some Republican things. I believe in some Democrat things. A guy like that, I'd want to vote for. A guy like Joe Biden, I want nothing to do with. For one, he's 90 years old and he's a fucking moron. But like, look at last election. We had Trump and Biden. Now, when people were talking about it, I said, if I had to pick one. Hold on. Here, take these for now. What up, Josh? Hold on one second. Let me get this thought out.
Go ahead.
If I had to pick one, to me, Trump was the better choice just because he is aware of his surroundings and where he is, and he's not, a almost 80-year-old man with mild case of dementia. I mean, is he brash? Is he, kind of stupid? I guess. I didn't think he did a bad job as president. The country seemed to be all right while he was in there. Gas prices were low, cost of living didn't really go up. Jobs went down at the end, but because of COVID, it was nothing that he personally did. Anyone who was in office would have got hit with that and would have, it would have been the same results. Nobody could have really prepared for that and kept the economy rolling the way he did. I mean, also he was being sabotaged. You had the left being like, all right, we got to do everything to make this guy look bad. The election's coming up. And that's even, if you don't believe in all the conspiracy theories that COVID was brought here just for that purpose, to fuck up his chances with the election. So, but we need more than just two. Like, I didn't want to vote for either one of them. I haven't voted ever. Not because I don't want to go out and vote, because there's no one out there that I've ever been like, I got to vote for this guy. Not a single time, because every time it's, here's one piece of shit and here's another piece of shit. Which one do you like better? It's like, no, I'm not going to just decide, to pick one just because. Fuck that. I want somebody who I actually want to get behind. So, we need to fix the whole two-party fucking system and just get a ton of choices. Like, at the fucking, no, because even those dumb RNCs and whatever, it's all just Democrats and Republicans still. We need just more independents and have them actually be a viable choice. What's up, Josh?
I want to vote for your top knot.
Can you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah, okay. For who? Oh, my man bun?
I would vote for your top knot.
Yeah, I would too. It's fucking beautiful. It's sexy. The ladies love it, So, well, Jess
I was
loves it.
gonna bust balls, but Richie wouldn't believe me if I busted your balls. He thinks I'm on your ball sack. So.
Well, Richie isn't here, so go nuts, pal.
I wanted to be on 299, man.
Yeah, well, this is it. You're here. What do you got? Anything you wanted all this time? Is there anything that you want to know about me? Maybe Mark, maybe Super Ugly, anything.
I've been paying attention for a long time, man. So, I know what I need to know.
Oh, you do? That's what. See, no, you know what I let you know, my friend.
Oh, you see, that's the thing. I'm Chicago. You're New York. Don't talk that shit. I've been a fan for a long time. If I don't like what you're saying, I'll tell you. Richie's on the wrong end of this on the stick most of the time. I told you every time I call, I'm having the bag. So that being said, I'm a
what's
fan.
Chicago?
I don't.
What's
guys
it called?
Go.
It's called the what? The second city?
The Windy City.
No, I know, but isn't it also called the second city?
It's called the second. Go fuck yourself.
I believe it's called the second city. Now, why is that? What would be the first city?
But that's the thing. If there wanted to be a street war, I would put Chicago above New York every time.
Dude, Southside Chicago's like 8 by 8 blocks, okay? You wouldn't stand a chance. The rednecks in upstate New York would fucking hunt you guys down and murder.
That's fake
you got a bunch of sidewinding gangsters. They hold the gun sideways. That's why they keep hitting innocent people.
You want to play games? Let's play games.
Dude, there's 8 million people in Manhattan alone.
Okay.
How many's in Chicago total?
Where's some gorilla motherfuckers?
How many people are in Chicago?
I don't care about fuck Chicago. I wish Chicago.
You just brought up Chicago. You're the one who brought it up.
I'm bringing it up.
How many people are in Chicago?
I don't care. We're out west. We're 40 minutes west. We'll hide in the trees. I'm a fat man. I'll hide in the trees.
See, and that's what Middle America thinks of New York. They think it's just the city. They don't realize that the rednecks upstate are fucking psychotic.
Well, I was going to say,
Okay.
I really don't give a shit whether
Then
it's
let's
New York
play
or
this
Chicago.
game.
Long Island will kick the shit out of both of you guys. How about that?
We'll Squid Games your ass. I don't care.
Yeah, I like that show. That was actually pretty good. I got into
You're
a
damn
rabbit hole
right.
one day.
It was
Mark, you're a good dude.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
literally the only thing Chicago has over New York is the Bulls, and that's it.
That's enough to win everything.
It's
every
not though,
time.
because the Knicks always suck.
Yeah,
They're always there to disappoint. They're the Jets of basketball.
Well, they might be a little bit tougher. I mean, it's colder out. I mean, there's a lot more shit that you got to deal with out in Chicago than in New York. And plus, you're talking about Manhattan. Manhattan's getting a little soft. I mean, there's some crazy people that are kind of out there, but in terms of
right now, Manhattan is like the 70s again. It's bad out there.
because of the soft people in there allowing it to kind of make it that way.
Well, yeah, but also
I mean, you want to go
because-
pound for pound. Yeah, I mean, I think New York has got just as many crazy people as any city in America, but
Oh, absolutely.
we also got a lot of.
And our pizza's way better. Your pizza's like a fucking like a stew.
I like it both though. I like this.
I hate that shit. It's like a fucking. It's like I'm eating
Hey,
a bowl of
I'm a
stew.
big Shaq fan, so Papa John's is where it's at now because of Shaq.
John's. Oh Lord, God, he brought up Papa John's. That's not even the best fast food pizza.
No, it's shit pizza, but as long as Shaq's involved, it doesn't matter.
No, I go Domino's. If I'm going fast food pizza, I go Domino's. What about you?
I'm a little bit more lenient towards Pizza Hut.
Pizza. I hate
Yeah.
Pizza Hut.
But that's got
their dough's too like. It's almost like
It's a little bit deeper.
No, but it's almost cakey like.
See, I'm more of a. I like.
I like
bread.
a crunch. I like a crunch kind of.
I like a little bit of
The
a.
garlic knots are fire. And I'm a fat man, so I'm telling you.
See, but the thing, like, I never get that shit unless it's 11 o'clock at night and then there's no pizza available.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm getting real pizza. And on Long Island, I mean, we have
Well, that's the whole thing too.
dozens
between New
and
York
dozens.
and Chicago.
I
and things
mean,
like
just
that.
in
I
the
mean,
area of good pizza places.
I'll stumble into 4 pizza places on the way home, and I live 10 minutes away from you.
But, we have world famous pizzerias around here.
Uh,
All right. Josh, what else you got? You got anything else?
I wasn't prepared.
Well, you
I just wanna
called. You
talk-
should have
I
been
wanna talk
prepared.
some shit.
I didn't call you. You called us.
Yeah, but what do you want from me?
I don't know.
I talked to Vince,
Be interesting.
I buried my dad. What do you want me to do?
Oh, God, Jesus. Now you're fucking bringing up deaths on the show. You're really bringing it down. My God, you want to talk about, child molestation next? Holy shit.
I've got a feel good Tuesday over here.
Yeah.
We are all dead. What do you think?
What?
We are all dead. The Netflix.
Oh, the Korean high school thing? I watched the
Yeah.
first 2 episodes, I think. I didn't finish it yet. There's so
You
much.
could-
There's so much going on streaming stuff right now
Yeah.
that it's so hard just to keep up with everything. It really is. Like we just finished Peacemaker, which is phenomenal.
Peacemaker was good.
Oh, so fucking good.
You dig that? I gotta watch it then.
Yeah, Peacemaker was
Uh-huh.
honestly one of the best things on television. Well, whatever you want to call it, in a long time. Bel Air is surprisingly good.
Have you watched any of it?
Yeah, I got. There's 4 episodes. We watched all 4, and I didn't know what to think about it going into it, but honestly, it's pretty fucking good. It's not bad. It's worth a watch.
Even with everything that's going on now, is it too much?
No, they really, of course there's some cultural agendas, but they don't cram it down your throat. They don't cram it down your throat, which I was like, all right, good. Of course there's moments where, you get things where like Black Lives Matter was brought up or, but again, it's a black family, so you have to expect this stuff
Sure.
But like I said, they're not cramming it down your throat. And you know me, like if they were beating me over the head with it, I'd be like, fuck this show. But they're not doing that, which I give them credit for because honestly, everyone's taking the opportunity to ride that fucking train.
Yeah.
But they're not really doing it too much. And the way it's done really fucking well. Like it's pretty much mostly dramatic. There's not a lot of laughs to be had.
All right.
But I really like it. I think it's good. And there's a lot of callbacks to the original show. So if you
Really?
know the original show pretty well, you'll definitely recognize, some lines snuck in or, certain characters or, a lot of things that, they pay
Is it like
homage.
serious or is it?
Oh, no,
like,
it's
funny?
totally in a serious tone.
Oh, so it's not a comedy.
No, it's a drama for sure.
We tried to watch the Saved by the Bell, and I dug it to a certain extent until they tried to jam down the trans aspect of it.
Yeah, I passed
'Cause
on that completely.
My daughter was into the Disney, and the chick that's a dude was a main point of the thing, and they tried to shove that down. That's why we haven't watched the second season. But that's why I was worried about where this was going to go, because I remember everything. My wife still watches the reruns of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and Will Smith was involved in it, so I was worried about how it was going to go.
No, he's the producer.
Yeah,
And
it
I
was a
think
big
that's the
part
extent of
my
it.
junior high days.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I was telling Jess while we were watching it.
I just can't see that show being good now that you said it.
It's honestly really good.
I'll give it one episode.
Even
and go
from the
there.
original trailer that got this thing started, when they first put out that fake trailer for the dramatic version, this thing wasn't even a real thing. So just a fan made it. And the guy who made it now is still, part of the show. I think he's the creator, the writer. But I remember when that first trailer came out and everyone was like, holy shit, this looks like it could be a legit thing. And that's what got the ball rolling on them actually doing it. And then the real trailer came out and everyone was like, all right, still looks great. And it's a good show. It honestly is. One of my favorite characters in the show is G. Jeffrey is not, he's not just a butler. He's like,
G's not a butler?
He's like Uncle Phil's consigliere. You know what I mean? Like he's like his right-hand man, but he's not, there serving dinner, and he takes care of business. Like if shit needs to get handled, fucking Jeffrey handles it. He's a Jamaican in this one. So he's a gangster though. Like when you watch it, he's pretty much a gangster. He's badass.
Is that placating to them then?
What do you mean?
Well, G was a voice of reason back in the show.
Well, he still is. But he's like a cleaner, like a Ray Donovan type of guy. If you have a problem, G can fix it, no matter what it is. So, but yeah, I would check it out. It's worth a look. It really is.
No, we're gonna watch it anyway, so I hear you.
That Peacemaker, and what was the other one? There was something else that we were watching.
You do the Ozark stuff?
No, we tried it. We tried watching the first few episodes.
With all the shit that you watch, you couldn't get into
I couldn't really get into it. No, you know what it was? I don't think we were paying too much attention, and then other shit started coming out. And now there's like 4 seasons, and I'm like, maybe one day we'll get to it, but
it's fire.
But also, like, I got to do the trade-off. So, Jess watches all her reality. So I'm watching before the 90 days of 90 Day Fiance. I'm watching 90 Day Fiance. I'm watching Single Life. There's a new one that I actually like. It's called Love Off the Grid. And it's one person lives, like in the middle of nowhere. Like this one guy lives in the North Carolina mountains. And this chick that he's into, she comes to live with him to see if she can live like that. But they live literally in like a fucking...
off the grid.
Yeah, it's not even a studio apartment. It's a tiny cabin, like a glorified shed almost, where everything is in it. A stand-up shower, toilet, a bed, but that's pretty much it. And then there's just wilderness all around. They have to hunt their food and all this other shit. It's pretty fucking cool. I like it, and for the most part, reality shows, I'm like, I can't be fucking bothered. But
you ever watch the new Big Brother because of Misha Tate?
We watched the first episode, and we were like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then we were like,
Every time we see Chris Kattan, we're like, you guys want some cookies?
Well, Jess loves Chris Kattan. That's why we almost got into it. Because
he can't be, he's not the same.
Well,
something's wrong with that guy.
He got his back all fucked up during Saturday Night Live. He literally broke his back doing a sketch. And then after that, like, there was a lot of drama with him and whatever, but Jess loves him because of Corky Romano. She loves that.
Exactly. And every time he comes on, everybody says, "You guys want some cookies?"
Yeah. And I actually got Jess a one of those celebrity fucking things that you get people, where they
Cameo.
Yeah, Cameo or whatever it is for Mother's Day from him, and it was hilarious. She posted it, I think, in the Facebook group or posted it somewhere. But it was funny. He was great. And
how much does he charge for a cameo?
It wasn't that expensive. It was like between $70 and $90 if I remember correctly. It wasn't too bad. And he was on for like a good 2-3 minutes. It was a long. It wasn't like just a quick. Because I asked him, I was like, "Can you do it in the vein of Corky Romano when he's all coked up?" So he was doing it like that.
Question, you do. Question, you do. You know.
Exactly. That's what he was doing. He was like, "Your flowers? I got you these flowers, but question? No? Yes?" It was really good. It honestly was. I wasn't upset about spending the money on it at all. And she didn't see it coming, at all. We were sitting there on Mother's Day, and then she gets this message. She's like, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm like, "What?" And I knew what was coming. I just wasn't sure if it was that. And she's like,
"That's awesome."
Chris Kattan just sent me a message. I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Open it." And she was like, "What the fuck?" And then she saw it and, happy. And I was, the best husband ever. So there's that. All right, Josh, anything else, bud?
No, bro. I'll cut you loose. I want to be on 300, dog. I'll be in touch next week.
Absolutely. Well, no, probably the week after. If you haven't noticed, we've been doing it every other week.
Right now. No, I hear you.
Yeah, so I doubt it'll be next week.
Well, maybe we'll talk about my dead next week then.
Well, what about it? What do you want to talk about?
I'm just trying to be an asshole.
Oh, all right. Did he pass away unexpectedly?
No, it was a long fight, and I think that's what's kept things right for me.
Yeah.
because I was involved in the whole time. I want to bring the show down, man.
Yeah. Well, you already have talking about your dead dad, but all right, brother. We love you, and
Take care,
absolute
Josh. My
300.
condolences. Have a good one.
So take it easy.
Take care, brother.
All right, Josh, everybody. Not that shithead, Big Josh. That's good Josh, Chicago Josh. All right, Richie's still not here, so I guess he's just not going to show. I'm assuming. Second to last episode. And
Hopefully he's all right. I mean, it is getting crappy outside, so.
Well,
I know he's right around the corner, but.
Yeah, but he gave me the impression that he's dealing with some personal things, so I'll give him a pass.
Okay.
But, he also did say I'll be there within 5 and 10 minutes. So, I wish you weren't such a liar. All right. This is what I wanted to bring up to you. Penn State swimming.
Okay.
Penn State swimming.
Crazy, right?
Women's swimming. All the records are being broken by a trans athlete.
All of the records. Not just by like a little. Like
he's
destroyed.
He's destroying.
Like not even.
I'm sorry. She is destroying them. But it's a trans athlete. When does this stop? Like, do you think this is going to be the thing that makes people go, all right, we need to figure something out
I
here?
think it has to.
Because
or at least you have to, revisit it and have.
It's
a serious
unfair to the women who
conversation around
worked their fucking asses off, and now some dude who is a good athlete, but not, if they were competing in their original sexual orientation group, wouldn't be as good of an athlete.
Well, you got a daughter. I mean, how would you actually feel? Your
I'd be
daughter
furious.
Works
I'd be
her ass
furious.
off, gets a scholarship.
I don't like it
They're
now,
not even
and
Penn
I don't
State
have
or any
anyone
type
involved
or
in it.
any Big Ten school or any school for that matter here. And she's actually, pretty
Yeah.
good, and she's competing. Next thing you know, she's going up against a meeting where she doesn't have a realistic chance or an opportunity to compete here.
I think it's unfair.
I'm not sure what the right answer is. But
It's unfair.
You gotta
That's the right
have,
answer.
You gotta have a conversation
Men are just
around
built
it. It's not-
differently. They're just they're naturally stronger. For a woman to get as strong as a man, they have to work so fucking hard in the gym, physically, lifting weights and power lifting, all this shit to get the strength that a man has, and still probably can't get to that strength. No offense to women. I have daughters. I have my wife. I love women to death. We're talking science, though. This is the facts. Realistically, men are
we're
naturally
built
stronger.
different. Correct. Yeah.
We're two different animals. You're talking bears and deers. So, for a man to now walk into their world, it's not fair. It's not. That's the bottom line. I don't care about, people's feelings, because that's what this really boils down to, is people's feelings. And if you want to be trans, that's fine. But physically and scientifically even, you are what you were born as. Whatever you were born as, if you want to dress up and be a woman, go nuts. That's totally fine. But if you were born a man, you should have to compete in men's sports. Whether you're dressed up as a woman or not, be fine. Let them be dressed the way they want, but they're competing in that sport. And that's the way it should be. Because any other way, like we just said, you look at Penn State and their records are getting fucking demolished by some, dude. And again, I'm sorry I'm saying some dude, but they were born a man. Now they're transitioning, whatever the case is, but it's not right to the women athletes. It's just not. What's up, Dick?
What up?
What's going on?
You all right?
Yeah, craziness.
If I didn't call you, was I going to get a call?
Yeah, no, I was running around and whatever
When-
else. I have actually a solution for the presidential party thing.
Go ahead.
All right, I came up with this the other day. Now, if we had, say, a group of business owners, okay, think of it like a draft for like a draft for like a war or something. You get a bunch of business owners and it's part of like an organization. Business owners past a certain revenue that is pretty successful, put themselves in the hat or whatever. Now these people get picked up, and it's not necessarily that they want to do this job, because most business owners want to tend to their business. But these business owners do like a term for the organization that is running for president or vice president. they do their work and then they step down and go upon their ways.
Well, America's
I mean-
a business, so why wouldn't you want business owners, successful business owners,
Yeah.
so like Mark Cuban, like you brought up before? I think he would make a great president.
Yeah.
Someone like him,
Now,
honestly.
these people wouldn't particularly want to do it, but it would kind of be like a service that they would do for the United States to get it out of the rut it's in. Because what we learned from Trump being a president is that we kind of need a business owner and not so much a politician. In
Well,
that
because
spot. again,
again, America is a business.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Now, this organization would kind of, like I said, randomly pick these, pick these people like out of a hat, sort of say. And this is what the political party would be. It would be a thing represented of just business owners that would have to do a term or a service.
So we're going to force people to be president?
No. They would.
I mean,
They would.
what's-
No, they would.
You're
they
in,
would-
buddy.
It kind of
no,
sounds
guess
like you're
what?
forcing people
No,
the way you're
not
explaining it.
forcing people, but pretty much like, all right, if you guys want to be part of this thing, everybody put themselves in this spot, and whoever we pick is whoever we pick, and this is how we're going to do it from now on, and these are the
Yeah,
business people that are going to run
you don't
it.
want that because
Yeah,
then,
but can't you
dude,
make the argument that's kind of what they do anyway with the whole primary situation? You have a political
Yeah.
party. They have like anywhere from, 8 to 20 people that they throw into.
Yeah, but I'm
throw
talking
into
about
the
business
ring.
owners that
Yeah,
own
but you
like
don't-
factories, that own like. that
yeah, but
own-
now you're taking it away from the people. The whole point is that the people are supposed to,
The
pick.
people, yeah, but the people are the ones that are picking these people. Also, I mean, it could be a. I'm not saying that, they get chosen to do it, but I'm saying like, it's kind of like a whole thing where like people kind of donate their time to get this country back together. They want to do it, and they.
Well,
put
that's what
themselves-
Trump did. Trump
I
took
think-
4 years
I
off
like
from.
what you're saying from
Yeah.
perspective. You just got to get more people who are not brought up in political arenas and where that's their job. Their job is like career politicians. You need more outside voices
We don't
coming
need
in.
any
No, exactly. And
It's
the
almost
thing
like
that happens
the whole
is
business of being in politics is what needs.
when
to
it
never
finally
be
did
allowed.
happen and we had a non-politician in there with Trump, the politicians lost their fucking minds because he wasn't playing by their rules.
Yeah.
And they did everything in their power to destroy him, and they succeeded. So it doesn't work when you have
One
all the
person.
politicians.
One
Yeah, you
person.
need more. You need.
You need a coalition of business owners, and that's
Yeah, but even
that's
though
what I'm
he
saying.
lost, I mean, take a look at the whole like movement that he's kind of like created with other people stepping up and getting involved over here. So,
So how am I doing? Coalition of business owners, presidents, vice presidents, senators. This is a new political party.
Well, that's what I think it need. Is a better explanation. Create a new
that's,
political
yeah,
party.
I think there's
of-
something there.
But again,
Just needs to polish it up a little bit.
I
Yeah,
mean, America
yeah.
anyway. Every decision, government-wise, that's made is financially motivated in some way.
Exactly, and I think this would be the perfect kind of solution for this problem. Dude, I don't want some bullshit artist, scam artist trying to get in here.
You
and-
think that a top CEO isn't some bullshit scam artist? You think Jeff Bezos or fucking
No,
Bill
that's I'm telling you that's what I'm telling you that the business owners should be in this position, not people that these people they're not even citizens of the United States. They're just like leeches. Where do these politicians, where do they even come from? They don't even have any qualifications, nothing.
They all come from the same 1%. It's all family. It's all who you know. It's all.
Yeah, but that's not even those people.
And a
aren't
lot of
even
these
American.
people start getting primed like from high school.
Yeah.
That they start going, all right, we can maybe make this guy a president one
This
day.
is crazy.
Yeah.
Howard Durant is just absolutely crazy, and the power that they have over the power that we give them is beyond me, and I just don't
I
understand
think he
it at this
expanded
point.
past like the business owners too. I mean, if you want to throw at me some guy who escaped communist China or Cuba or something like that at the age of 18, swam through rivers, crawled through deserts and things like that, and kind of like knows what it's like, and where if you kind of can continue going down almost like a socialist type of government or environment. Guys like that who
Yeah.
know what the repercussions are
That's
if you
what
don't move.
Jorge Masvidal was saying. Like we've seen all this with Cuba. So when we see when we see the political party of the United States going this way, we've seen this already.
All right,
Cuba.
Doug Fox in the chat says, when you talk American politics, you bring the show down worse than talking about your deceased parents. I kind of
No, let's move on. But that was just.
I kind of have to agree too, because none of us know what the fuck we're talking about either. That's the other thing.
Yeah, so let's move on. But that was my assumption, like my whole thing with the political parties, that if we got a whole thing of business owners, I think it would.
Let's move on to something a little bit more mindless. Netflix released a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Rich, did you watch the whole thing?
Of course I did.
All right. A couple things. There's going to be spoilers if you need. It's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I'm pretty sure you could figure it out.
What happens?
Yeah.
The killings in it were pretty good.
The killings were amazing.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the movie, except for one thing that I hated so much. So much I hated, and that was the Sally character. It was Sarah Connor, basically, in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. She was the worst actress, for one. Her lines that she read were absolutely
Which one, the
awful.
sister?
No, the old lady that came hunting him. The girl from the original movie.
Okay, yes.
That
yes,
character.
Yes.
So unnecessary also. Like, you didn't need her at all. But just every time she came on screen, I fucking cringed. I was like, please just get this lady out of here. She sucks. This actress can't act. It was awful every time she was on.
Oh, my God.
But the killings more than made up for it. The bus scene, Rich. Remember when I said I want a fucking Chainsaw Massacre in a fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie? We've never really gotten, like, the massacre.
Yeah.
We got the massacre in this one. That
Yeah.
fucking bus scene. If the whole movie was that old lady running around, I still would be like, it wasn't that bad.
Oh my
because
God.
of that bus scene.
Yeah, it was
That's how fucking awesome. He walks on the bus, and again, if you didn't watch it, too fucking bad. He walks on the bus, and the whole point of the movie is all these gentrified type of people, the Brooklyn hipsters, all find this ghost town essentially in Texas, and they want to gentrify it. They want to make it the new Austin.
Yeah. It's
So
actually a pretty good idea.
It is, but they're having a celebration, and whatever. It starts raining. A whole bunch of stuff happens. I'm getting right to the bus part, though. So now they're on the bus. This one girl comes running in with this look of like, fuck, and everyone's kind of not really paying attention to her. Then Leatherface comes on. He's got this fucking human skin on. He's got a chainsaw in his hand. And this one guy, everyone actually pulls up their phones and starts recording. Right? The one guy goes, "You better be careful because we'll fucking cancel you, bro." I couldn't have been happier to watch all these people get fucking hacked to pieces with a
my God.
It was
Amazing.
so awesome. Yeah. And again, I'm a gore hound. So you do something like that and you've won me over. But the movie wasn't that bad to begin with.
No, it wasn't that
I
bad.
said if they didn't have the Sally character, 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because of the Sally character, 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
But that scene alone gives me 3 points out of my 8.5. That one scene.
Yeah.
It was so fucking great. Because he was literally just chopping everybody.
Oh my God.
And they didn't pull away a lot.
Yeah.
You saw a lot of the chainsaw just wrecking shit.
Yeah, it was good.
It was good. It was gruesome. It was violent. It was, again, everything you want from a Chainsaw Massacre movie that I don't think we've ever really gotten. Like the remake was pretty close
they were
there.
pretty good.
The original remake.
When he, with the so even sawing off the when he put him on the hook and all that shit, like
You know what part always got to me? I think was it the first one? Yeah, the first one. When the guy's on the hook and she's trying to pick him up off of it and she can't lift his weight and she has to let him go and it drops again. And it happens like a couple fucking times where he's even trying to pull himself off of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, that part.
It just hurts.
Yeah,
That
you
got
look
to
at
you?
because you know,
Well,
like little things like that gets me more than seeing someone's insides come out because you
because-
know that not only are you stuck in a position you can't get out of, but you're almost there. You're like, I think I got it, and then nope, and now the wound is just getting worse
you're
because
not
you're dropping
getting out of that.
all your weight on this hook, and it's just ripping up your back. It's brutal.
So of all the shit that you kind of like saw here, would you probably put that like at the top of all right? I'm a gore hound, but I got a little squeamish on that one.
No. There's the fingernails stuff. Anything fingernails.
Yeah,
There's
that
a
gets
fingernail
you?
scene in that movie also where someone's being pulled
Yeah,
and they're on the
they're
walls
trying
and you
to-
see the fingernails pull
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, you know what I watched recently? A freaking stupid CM Punk horror movie.
Oh, that was so
Girl
bad.
on the third floor or
Oh,
something
but
like that.
I stopped halfway through.
And the freaking
You didn't
house
like it,
is,
or-
Oh, God,
the
no.
house like
He can't act.
yeah, the house like squirts out these marbles that look like it's a pussy from the electric socket, and it's like, and it like squirts out these marbles, and the house is like
And then the
like a
marbles kill
whore, you know. It was a whorehouse, but it was such a horrible fucking movie. Man.
Rich, why don't you tell Mark your personal issues?
What happened? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. What the fuck does that mean?
Did you have to can somebody?
No. Everything with the business. Is
Oh, the
actually,
business was kind of like fine.
The business is actually good. I can't complain about the business. How's the statement games going?
It's going. We got through like the Super Bowl, so now it kind of like mellows out for like a couple of weeks, which is good. I kind of like needed it. We've been going pretty hard from almost like the second week of August through like the Super Bowl. So
Yeah, what's going on with the Kobe Masvidal? Do you have the odds on that one or no?
I haven't put it up yet, just because we're doing a little bit of regrouping.
Yeah.
But that's this Saturday, right?
This Saturday is
No, that was
Makhachev
last week.
versus Bobby Green, and that should be a really good fight night coming up this Saturday. Actually, really, really good. It was supposed to be Bernil Dariush, but he broke his ankle, so then they had Bobby Green fill in for Dariush's place, and it should be interesting, man.
Yeah, I'll have to get it back up here. We just brought on like a new client who is really kind of pushing for a lot of second half NBA stuff. So I've been focused on trying to queue up the system to run all the NBA games for them, because we were, like you and I talked about off the air last time here. We're licensing out the product of the games kind of now. But anyway, it's more of a business topic that I'm not sure.
How do you think Makhachev is going to do against Bobby Green?
I don't know who either one of them are.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Islam Makhachev is the one
He trains with Khabib?
he's Khabib's boy. Like,
Okay, yeah.
that's who Khabib passed the torch
Didn't
to.
his brother just fight recently?
His cousin.
That's his cousin. Okay.
Yeah, and he's actually coming up. He's fighting against the guy from Long Island.
The guy who broke his leg.
What the hell is
Weidman?
his name?
no,
not
no,
Wyman.
they're different weights. This guy's little.
Kellerman.
Okay.
I think it's called. I think he's called.
Yeah.
So that should be interesting. But who do you got for Kobe versus Masvidal?
I gotta go with Colby.
Colby.
I really do. I
In
mean,
what though? How is he gonna beat him?
he's just a more skilled fighter all around.
Yeah, but the thing, like, how you think
If Masvidal, if they stay up, Masvidal stands a better chance. If they stay on their feet.
yeah,
If they go down, which if I'm Colby,
yeah,
I
yeah,
would
take
go
him
down. Yeah.
Should be interesting.
But again, if they stay on their feet, anything can happen. That goes with anybody, though. So, but on paper, Colby should win this fight.
Yeah,
He's the better fighter.
yeah.
Masvidal, again, he's
He's old.
never been anything impressive to begin with.
Yeah,
Honestly, he
Nah,
did the Ben
he-
Askren thing, but Ben Askren was a bum.
yeah.
Let's not act like fucking Ben Askren was anybody special.
Well, he was a great wrestler, but it was the end of his career.
He was a great wrestler, where? In college.
No, he was a champion in what, Strikeforce was it? Was it
Askren
one
was
or
a champion,
Was it one or Strikeforce?
but that's like being, champion of the fucking Canadian basketball league. But realistically it is, though. Because look at everybody who came in. Remember Jake Shields?
Yeah,
Everyone's like, Jake Shields is going to come in. He's going to fuck GSP up.
yeah,
Came in and GSP wiped the fucking floor with him for 5 rounds.
yeah. True.
And that happens with everybody. Fedor came into the UFC and got fucking killed. Did he ever fight in the UFC?
He didn't come into the UFC. But
No,
Michael
no,
Chandler.
I'm sorry, Crow Cop.
Michael Chandler came over. And
Crow Cop, another
you
one.
see what happened with him and Oliveira.
Yeah. So, when you fight in those bush leagues,
Yeah.
you become the man because you're fighting bar fights, basically. You're fighting guys that aren't
They're not as They're
that
not
don't
as
have any
seasoned.
business really being in a cage. And they set up fights where they build fighters, where they know you got this. Where the UFC takes a lot more chances with their top fighters, where they set up the fights people want to see.
Yeah.
Where most combat sports won't do that. Boxing or Strike Force, Bellator, they're not going to put their top guy in there with someone dangerous because he's the moneymaker. He's the one who's our biggest draw. So if we lose him, if he loses that aura of
I wonder
who
how
he
the hell
is.
they do that, man.
What do you mean how they do it?
Because like, you take like how Dana White runs the thing, even with like the Ultimate Fighter, and you take those Ultimate Fighters, the Ultimate Fighter, those people are champions. Like they're real champions. They turn out to be,
Some.
And,
Who's the biggest
a
one to
lot
come
of
out of
them.
there?
A lot. What do you mean? Everybody came out of there.
Not everybody. Sugar Sean, he's from there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nate came out of there. Fucking
Nate who?
Nate Diaz.
Yeah, but he had an in already.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
But
He would have fought regardless.
Who else? The Boogeyman, the one who was supposed to fight Khabib. What the fuck is his name?
I don't know. Either way, I mean, I guess it brings in people, but I don't think it's made any gigantic stars. Like no one on the level of Conor or George or Anderson or, people like that.
Yeah.
Like Khabib didn't come from, that.
Yeah.
Conor didn't come from that. None of these people, that are real stars came from that. It's
Yeah.
kind of like, WWE's NXT type thing where, you're a big shit down here, but the second you come up.
Yeah, but no, there's a lot of people that I'm not thinking of that came up from there. I'm having a brain fart right now.
Like Chris Lieben,
No.
Josh Koscheck, Diego Sanchez, Kenny
I always
Florian.
hated Koscheck. He was a dick.
Yeah, I didn't like him either.
Yeah, he was an
Kenny
asshole.
Florian, Forrest Griffin. These are all
Yeah, but
first
those are the
and
older
second.
Yeah,
True.
this is a wild
Those
one
are the
now,
older
yeah.
But those are the most famous people out of it, honestly.
No, some of the new guys came from it too. I just can't even remember the names.
Is that
Forgot.
so? Is that so? Let's see. Watching Righteous Gemstones still?
No.
Have you watched it at all?
It's one of those things in where I haven't started it yet, so I just got to make sure that I allocate the time and start from
I'm weird with
season
comedy
one
too
and go from there.
sometimes.
Why?
Like I have to be into that shit to watch,
Yeah. See, I'll watch it anyway just because I know it'll alter me, hopefully, into a better mood, regardless. Even if I'm in, like, a good mood,
Yeah.
it'll still bring me even into a,
How to Get Away with Murder, I think.
I've had so much of murder shit. Like, when that whole trend started, I was like, fucking enough of it. I couldn't do it anymore. I was like, I'm sick of fucking people, and 10 episodes of it, too. It's always like 8-10 episodes of who done it. And a lot of it is just filler and repeat of shit they've said for the last 4 episodes. And I can't stand it anymore.
Yeah.
Let's see. Super Bowl, we didn't get to talk about that. Kind of boring.
I'm not into it.
Wait, did we talk? No, we didn't, right?
No, I don't.
You didn't like the Super Bowl?
No, not really. I watched it for a little bit, but
It was very boring until the very end. Like, it wasn't a slow game. It's just there wasn't anything. I don't know. The rest of the playoffs were really fun to watch. They were constantly just. I don't know. It was
They
just
came
different.
back and they won with
No, I
first
know,
down.
and that was great. The ending of it, but for some reason, it wasn't as fun to watch that game as the playoffs were prior to that. I mean, it was a great close game. It was back and forth for the most part.
I mean, Super Bowls, I think, for the most part, are not good games.
No.
So from a Super Bowl perspective, I thought that was a pretty decent game.
It was.
I'm not
Again,
going to put it like top 10, but
but again, coming off of the playoffs that they had, the NFL,
like last year's game sucked. You had when the
was that?
Patriots beat the
it didn't suck
The
though
Bucs-
because
the Bucs killed the
everyone wanted
Chiefs.
Tommy to lose, and no, they
kicked
didn't.
the shit out of them.
I thought they were down at the half, and then they came back. The Bucks weren't they down at the half?
I thought they were winning like 10-3 or something.
oh,
I could
okay.
be wrong, but
Tony Ferguson came from there. T.J. Dillashaw, Rose Namajunas, Robert Whitaker, Forrest Griffin, Rashad Evans, Michael Bisping, Kamaru Usman. He came from Ultimate Fighter, man. Kamaru Usman.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, there
Yeah.
you go.
Robert
Yeah.
Whitaker. Those are they're pretty big those are pretty big names right there, man.
Oh yeah, it was a 31-9 game.
it sucked
Wow, I didn't think it was that much. I don't remember it being that much of a blowout.
because you were probably bombed by like half.
No,
like
I
everybody
don't.
Else and
I don't go anywhere. I sit
forget
home
about-
and watch it. I just,
Last year's Super Bowl kind of like in a stuck. What was the year
See,
before that?
for
Was
me
it-
though, it was exciting because I know everybody wanted Brady to lose, and I hate
Oh,
the
yeah.
NFL
I
fan
love
base so
Brady.
much that I was like, I just want to see him win. And when he did, I was like, good, because I know so many people are upset
Chiefs
right now.
49ers was kind of like okay. Then the one before that, when you had the Rams and the Patriots. That game sucked.
Yeah, the Rams and the Patriots.
It was like a
I didn't watch that. That was the one I
13
didn't
to
watch.
10 game or
Yeah,
something like
that
that.
was the one I didn't watch.
It was a Super Bowl you just didn't watch by choice, or you would.
I probably, yeah, probably. I'm not a football fan, so I really can care less, honestly. Let's see, Genius. Did you watch Genius, Rich? The Kanye thing.
I only watched like a first half hour of it.
First half hour.
Yeah, and then I had to go to work.
I fucking love it. It's a 3-parter. I don't know when the other 2 parts are coming out. I
It
think
was good.
Yeah, I love Kanye.
Yeah.
So you know,
I see the relationship he had with his mom. That was pretty fucking cool, man.
because it was just the 2 of them.
Yeah.
And the thing is with Kanye, like he always knew who the fuck he was, like from day one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everybody else was like, nah, you're just this producer. You know, we don't see you as anything else. And he was always like, well, fuck you. And everybody passed on him.
Yeah.
A lot of people passed on him. A lot of people were like, nah, we'll just buy you beats.
Yeah.
And then Rockefeller finally picked him up and took the chance, and now here we are. But all the shit before it, you know, all the bullshit, you know, he went through, and the belittling and, like, you know, the dismissal of him kind of
Yeah.
is kind of crazy to see, because it's all real footage from, you know, the late 90s, early 2000s, before College Dropout came out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, the first episode ended, I think, right, like they ended it in kind of talking about the car accident, but not really.
How do they where did these tapes never surfaced and now they have them?
The
Like,
guy who filmed it all used to be a stand-up comic
yeah.
and decided he was just going to follow Kanye around and just tape him. And he's been with Kanye forever, for like 20 years.
That's
Doing-
crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
That's an investment, huh?
Taping everything.
That's an
Yeah.
investment and a half, isn't
It's
it?
smart. I hope Kanye took care of that guy.
Yeah.
You know, like, he's been with you for 20-something years. He's taped your whole life.
But not
He's
even
been
that.
loyal.
Bro.
Because he could have sold a lot of those tapes to fucking TMZ or
Yeah.
whoever and been a real dick and made a shit ton of money probably, but didn't.
Yo, but think about that. Your life, right? You're gonna dedicate your time to following around
Yeah,
this
to
guy that you
documenting
believe
me.
in.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty. You know, you're investing in the stock now.
And also banking on the fact that he'll be loyal to you.
yeah.
Because a lot of people, when they become rich and famous, drop everybody.
yeah, they
Drop
fucking love him.
everybody, you know? And that guy pretty much took a fucking chance on not only Kanye being successful, but Kanye keeping him around.
Yeah.
Especially someone like Kanye, who's a fucking nutcase.
Yeah.
That, you know, drops people like he drops fucking...
Shit.
Yeah, pretty much. So, what are we doing here? We're at 57. But yeah, there's 2 more parts coming out. Can't wait to see them. I love seeing shit like this because Kanye, I feel like, gets a bad rap because, you know, he says or does dumb things every now and then
Yo,
people
when
just take
Kanye
that.
first sided with Trump, people were
Lost their minds.
beside
Went nuts.
themselves. And then when people started liking Trump a year or 2 or 3 in, everything changed with it.
Yeah.
You know, and then you see like 50 Cent signing with Trump.
Yeah.
And then you see like all these, you know, and you're like, holy shit, man. Everything was so much different when it first happened. Like,
Yeah.
people were scared to wear the MAGA hat. If you remember,
Yeah.
like wearing a MAGA hat, that was like wearing a freaking
A Klan hood.
Yeah.
Klan hood.
Basically, yeah, you're right.
And that was when he first came into presidency. It was like kind of forbidden, you know. Like if you were wearing that at the mall, you would be fighting against like black
So
people.
you
know?
would have somebody would say, I'm not even sure if it would be black people. It would
Just
be,
in general.
Yeah.
White
it'd be
people
like
were more mad
old
about it than
lady-
black people.
Yeah,
This is
Like,
crazy.
you know, really liberal
exactly.
lefty white people were way more upset about the MAGA hat than any black person
So
was.
crazy.
I never saw a black person really in any of the videos attack anybody with a MAGA hat. It's always, you know, Antifa or left wing, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. It's is what it is. But yeah, Kanye, genius, Netflix, check it out. I love it. It's really interesting to see a genius kind of evolve into what he is now.
He is talented and he's smart as.
Dude, his music, you
little
can't
crazy,
deny
but
that.
he-
That's
you
the
know,
thing.
He's an artist, is what he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, he really is. He's a once in a lifetime type of musician. You know, he's a Michael Jackson. He's a a Garth Brooks, if you want to go to country. He's a Kurt Cobain. You know, he changed the game. You know, he molded it into what he wanted it to be, and everyone kind of followed suit. And now, you know, it's turned into whatever it's turned into. But honestly, what hip hop's turned into is because of 808 and Heartbreak.
His music, that 808 is
808 and Heartbreak.
Oh my
it's
God.
an amazing album, but it kind of killed hip hop.
Yeah.
Because all hip hop artists started using autotune. All hip hop artists started singing and started.
It was so good though, man.
The way he did it, yes.
Yeah.
But
It was
all
so
the clones now that are out there are just
a lot of Drake. A lot of Drakeage. You know,
I hate Drake.
I like Drake.
I hate
You know, he did it good. He did it good.
I think
like
he
Drake.
stinks. I think he.
You like Drake?
Yeah, I like him.
I like him too.
I don't think he's
Cracks
anything
me up,
special. Like
I like him though.
lyrically, I think he's very just bland.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't know. There's something about him where I'm just like, he's just so fucking boring to me. The Olympics are over.
I don't think I watched 5 minutes of the Olympics.
I watched one night. Me and Jess were like, let's watch some of the Olympics, and I put on maybe the craziest event there is. It's cross country skiing, 10 kilometers, but it's on a course. You know, so they keep going around this big long ass course, and halfway through the course they have to stop, take the rifle off of their back
and shoot like
5 targets. And if you miss a target, you have to do a penalty lap on this little course they have.
Before you go back on the
And this isn't who thought of this event? Who was like, you know what we need in the Olympics? We need skiing, but we also need to incorporate shooting. Also,
They might as
saw
well
that
put
before?
like flip cup and quarters
Yeah.
in a beer cup, you know?
but also, how do you grow up and go, that's the event I want to do? Like that's the one I want to be involved in. There's no
Because
recognition
I'm a hell of
in
a
that.
shot and I could ski my ass
Even
off.
if you get gold medal in that, no, I couldn't name the gold medal in that event ever. Not a single one of them, you know. But you can name a gold medal figure skater or a gold medal snowboarder or maybe even a gold medal, ski jumper. But the gold medal cross country fucking shooting champion,
That's crazy.
not a chance, not a chance. And then the Russians in the figure skating. Did you hear about this? The one girl came in second. She refused to go out to the fucking podium to get her medal. She was crying.
Really?
The whole
Why?
Russian team refused because they didn't win, I think. And if you're not first, you're last.
Who won gold?
I don't remember. I just remember reading that this Russian girl pretty much had a breakdown.
Did you mention anything about Russia and Ukraine or no?
Not yet.
Do you know anything about it?
I know that we should mind our fucking business as America. I know that we should have nothing to do with it because it has nothing to do with us.
Yeah. Now, what do you do? What did you hear about it? What's your thoughts on it?
My thoughts again is that this is between Russia and Ukraine. I know whatever they want to do with Russia and Ukraine, that's between them. Like, I don't know what's going on. I know that now that Russia's occupied some of their land, and it's not an invasion because they basically claimed the land. They're like, this is our land.
So crazy.
So it's technically not an invasion. Right
Well,
now,
that
it's-
is-
Well,
that's what-
it is
that's-
an invasion,
that's
but
what
according
they-
to them,
yeah.
that is how they just.
but
define it.
especially right now, we don't need to be getting involved because we do not have the leader
Yeah.
to be getting involved in a war with
Oh my
Russia.
God. Can you imagine this doofus trying to construct a war against Russia? Like, get out of here.
You'd have a
man.
bunch of trans fucking military people running in the front lines just because, well, they should be able to do it too, you know? Fucking.
Do you know why they're doing this or no? Do you know why they're doing this or no?
Well, I mean, he feels that Ukraine is not necessarily a country, and he's ex-KGB, and he was really pissed off with the whole demise of the Soviet Union and things like that. So he's trying to incorporate this and bring it back. He sees some weakness on the global scale on a lot of different fronts.
Brings back as far as what? Them
Well,
becoming one nation?
Look,
Yeah,
the way
like,
that
you know,
he's kind of-
Kazakhstan and Kazakhstan, all those used to just be the Soviet Union.
Yes.
He's looking at it like this. Ukraine wants to join NATO. So NATO, the whole purpose of NATO is basically to prevent, or in theory, prevent, Soviets from invading, Europe again.
Yeah.
So they all kind of banded together and they said, okay, you know what? Well, if somebody or any nation has a problem with one country, basically you got a problem kind of like with all of us type of a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Ukraine wants to join NATO. And that's a problem to Russia because basically, if Ukraine joins NATO, obviously you got like all these NATO forces and
Then they're
troops
also
that
recognized
are
as a
there.
real country,
And then
and
basically, Russia's like, dude, I don't want these fucking people kind of like on my kind of like border. It's almost like, well, what if China just decided to put like 100,000 troops on the Mexican border? We'd have a fucking kind of like problem. So I'm not sure what's right or what's wrong, but that's what Russia's kind of like selling.
but
that
also,
either.
like I look at it and go, let them handle it though.
Yeah, that's
like
their,
let them handle it.
That's their business.
It has nothing to do with us, and this is why the rest of the fucking world looks at us and go and fucking hates us because we're always meddling into other people's shit. This has nothing to do with us. We should have no involvement in this. Let them fucking figure it out. And if Russia fucking destroys Ukraine, then that's what fucking happens.
They're not going to destroy them. They're gonna engulf them. They're gonna just make them part of the country, right?
Also, like a lot of like the regions that the argument is that a lot of the two regions that Russia is kind of like now moving into.
Well,
a lot of those citizens align themselves or identify themselves as Russians anyway. So that's I'm not sure if that's Russian propaganda or
for my
that's what he's
daughters,
kinda like
they rely on Russia a lot, like a lot, to where he thinks they should be one thing, right?
Correct. He thinks
so.
it's.
And he knows right now, if he's got a chance of doing this,
It's right now.
it's
Correct.
now.
Yeah.
Because
this
the
is the
only
opportunity.
the only people who will prevent it from happening is America, really.
Yeah, but look at us.
And exactly, we're so fucking. Nobody's afraid of America right now. We're the laughing stock of the fucking country. I'm surprised that China hasn't tried to invade us yet.
God.
Honestly, or somebody.
Like some Red Dawn shit.
Like really though, like you look at the state of the country and you go, when is the big thing going to happen? When is 9/11 Part 2 coming? Because who's in office now? It's the perfect time to do it if you're a fucking one of those types of organizations and you want to take down America because we're fucking weak and they're turning a blind eye to a lot of shit as far as American security is concerned over people's feelings.
Yeah.
We don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Everybody's equal. No, they're not. And you know what? We need to start fucking doing us, worrying about what we're doing because we're falling apart at the seams and stop worrying about the rest of the world right now.
I don't know. Yeah, we should stay out of this shit, man.
We really should. We really should. And not for nothing, I don't know if we want to go to war with Russia.
No.
I really don't know if we want to do that.
We're not going to get involved at that point. If it's that big of a deal, it's a European problem. Let some of the European nations lead it.
Yeah, but the European nations all rely on us. That's the problem.
Well,
They all
that's the
shit
problem.
on us until trouble comes knocking.
And that's why we shouldn't get involved.
Dude,
at
I
this
once
point.
had an argument with a guy on
Oh, well, let
Twitter.
me ask you this. All right, let's just say, okay, you know what? They go in, they kind of like take over, Ukraine, and next year he says, hey, you know what? Same thing, kind of like with Poland.
Again, that's their problem. Figure it out.
Well, that
That's
becomes
not
a
our beef.
problem. That's a NATO nation, and if we're part of NATO, we're obligated to go in and defend.
Yeah,
that
but we're
zone.
always the ones that have to fix the fucking problem, and I'm getting tired of it because we're the ones that become the hated country. No one's sitting there going fucking Britons, goddamn French.
They
it's
have the
always
capabilities
America.
if they wanted to. They can basically, in
And the
my
Europeans
opinion, take
are-
over Europe. So we should just let
They're a
them.
bunch of fucking pansies, and they are though. Because look at their militaries. Like honestly, they could get all their militaries combined: France, Italy, England, whoever, and come at America, and we'd still wipe the floor with them. I once had an argument with a guy from fucking England where he's sitting there trying to talk about World War II and how America didn't win that war, and I was stunned to the point that I'm like, where the fuck do you get your? We weren't involved in World War II, right? We got involved once the British and the French, or not the British and the British and the French lost their
World War II.
Yeah, in World War II.
We got involved because of Pearl Harbor.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. We didn't get involved with the Nazis even until that. No, we were involved somewhat with the Nazis, but either way, like I said, that wasn't our war at first. We had nothing to do with it, and then finally we get involved, and guess what? The war was over, and we won. Before that, Britain was losing a ton of fucking land. They were getting, taken over.
It was on the verge of being invaded.
Exactly. All of Europe was by the Germans and by what was the other ones? The Russians in that one? No, who was it? The Germans and who?
What on the
Yeah.
Japanese?
I
And
guess.
the Italians?
But the Italians, that's it. But either way, that war you were losing that fucking war. And then America came in and wiped the fucking floor with everybody, dropped the fucking bomb over in Japan. That immediately ended that shit. And then with the Germans, we came in and fucked everybody up and pushed them back and finally ended it. And this guy's like, that's not what happened. Like,
Well, what did he think happened?
he would never give me a straight answer. That was the problem. And
We gotta get
Europeans,
this guy on the phone here.
but the Europeans never want to give America credit for all the shit they did during that war. And it's a weird fucking thing because you go, it's fact. It's fact that you guys were losing up until the point until America got involved.
Yeah, but how do you think that they're gonna tell this history? You're gonna think that that country is gonna tell the history of that they were losing.
But why
until
would
we
you
helped them?
why would you rewrite it? Because the facts are out there. You watch any documentary or
I don't think
read
he's trying
any
to
fucking
rewrite
history
anything. I
book.
think he's just a freaking moron.
You're going to see the facts that America wasn't involved. Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. The Nazi camps were all wiping Jews out, and America was finally like, all right, enough. Now we're involved. And the war ended a couple of years after we got involved.
Well, I mean, there was that, and then obviously Germany makes the mistake, and where they're fighting a war on two fronts, they invaded Russia. I mean, that was a big part of it too.
Russia was definitely a big part of it. But to sit there and act like England or France or any of those countries really did anything except almost lose the war is batshit
England
fucking
was on
crazy.
the verge of being invaded.
Yeah, yeah. England would have been a German territory if it wasn't for us.
If it wasn't for us, Madalena said, if it wasn't for us, they'd all be speaking German.
German and Japanese. Well, either way, like I said, we just need to not get involved in this shit. We really do. Just mind our own fucking business this time.
Yeah, I think we're in the business of war. We're bored because there's no
No,
more.
I-
There's no more
I'm
Taliban.
not sure if we should get involved, not
yeah, there's no more
involved. Right now,
Taliban.
we
No
should-
more
we should
Oh,
Iraq.
no, there
we
is a
get involved.
Taliban. They're running Afghanistan, and we're
Yeah.
letting it happen.
Yeah,
We're letting it happen.
yeah.
We've let a terrorist organization take over a country.
It's crazy.
I don't know. All right, one last thing. Wrestling talk. Yeah. We haven't done wrestling in a long time. It's kind of juicy. There's two things. First thing, rumors of Stone Cold Steve Austin having a match at WrestleMania.
Wow.
If that happens, this has got to be one of the biggest WrestleManias in, 20 years?
How old is he?
Mid-50s, early 50s?
52 maybe.
Yeah, he could still, I'm sure. I mean, I don't know.
There's no way he can't fight.
But he can come in, do like a quick 2-minute squash.
That's different. Yeah.
But it'll draw eyes like crazy. It'll sell fucking tickets. The chance to see Steve Austin in a match again, people will lose their fucking minds whether he's
I guess that would
just
be-
for the
would be
entrance
pretty
alone,
cool.
just the
Yeah.
glass breaking and hearing that and see him walking down in the
Shit,
vest.
He's 57 now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God.
But people still go. I mean, Sting's in his 60s and he's still wrestling.
57.
But
Damn,
and again,
he's
it's not like he's
old.
going to do a physical, long 20-minute match. He would do a 1 to 4 minute, type of match where he just squashes somebody, does a stunner, pins them, and that's it. But it would be the draw is that he's actually going to come out, in gear. The music's going to drop. People will lose their shit. It really would be gigantic. So we'll see what happens. But that's a heavy rumor, and they're supposedly throwing ridiculous money at him for this. And I think WWE kind of needs it too. The state of wrestling
Horrible.
is not good. Speaking of, AEW loses one of their main pillars. Cody Rhodes left AEW.
Really?
Contract dispute. And after 2 years of, flying that flag and we're going to change the industry. And
Where's he going?
where do you think? Where else can he go?
Cody?
After all the shit talking,
Bullshit.
after all the shots.
Sold out?
He's not
after-
going to WWE.
Rumor has it.
Like you said, where else is he going?
Yeah, is he going to go to TNA? He
Wow.
and the thing is now, how does that look for AEW? Cody Rhodes, the Bucks, and Kenny Omega
Oh my
were the
God.
4 guys that built this company. They were the ones that were going to change wrestling.
Yeah.
And now one of those 4, after 2 years, is already like, fucking, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. So now, you look at that, and the wrestlers in AEW, some of them are probably going, well, if Cody's leaving here, and he was one of the top guys, what does that say for my position here? And if he's willing to go to WWE, maybe it's not so bad over there like everybody in this company's been saying.
Let's see if he makes it official.
No, it's just speculation right now. I'm looking at it
It's speculation right now, but it's really, really strongly rumored that he's already on his way back, and talks have been had. And they're not taking Brandy; they're only taking him. So, and again, you're going to get paid more if he can work on a lighter schedule the way some of these guys get, like
Yeah.
AJ Styles. Why
Yeah,
not
he's
do
probably-
it?
he's
He
probably
just
gonna
had a
take a-
baby.
Yeah, he's probably going to take a Legends contract.
But that's got to fucking be a big kick in the balls for AEW. It really does. Because,
forget
again,
about
that guy, he was the head guy as far as the face of the company when it all started.
yeah, if I was him, I would just take a Legends contract where I was featured here and there.
He's
and
not,
it would,
he's
it
not
would-
a legend yet. He's in his mid-30s. He's younger than me.
Yeah, but he if
He's
if
still
I-
got another
if
15
I was
years
him,
easy. And
If I was him, I would do a Legends contract.
I would just go in there and be like, listen, I'll come back just as long as you don't make me Stardust. You let me be Cody fucking Rhodes. You let me be the guy I am. Don't fucking make me some jerk off. Don't bring me back just to shit on me. And, because if that's the case, then why would you want to come back? And honestly, I don't think Cody's that stupid to come back and,
Yeah,
put himself in that position.
yeah.
He was the executive vice president of
Who's
AEW.
running this shit right now?
Who?
Who's running WWE? Is it still Vince?
Always. Until he's dead, it's Vince. But there is this guy, Nick Khan,
Who's
who has been involved in the business for a long time. He's a good friend of The Rock's, which caused people to speculate The Rock might be buying the company once Vince goes because
Get
Nick,
the fuck out.
because him and Nick Khan
What
go
about the
way
kids?
back.
They want nothing to do with it.
Not really Shane. They just let Shane go. They released him from the company. So Shane's out. Stephanie, let's be
What the
honest.
hell's Shane gonna do now?
He's Vince McMahon's son. I think he'll be all right.
What do you mean they released him from his contract?
They released him, but again, he can go do anything. Like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
was the one who pretty much started like on demand over
Yeah.
in China and all those.
Yeah.
So he's all right. Stephanie, if we're being honest, Vince is a misogynistic racist. I don't think he'd ever leave that company in the hands of a woman. I just don't think he would, whether it's his daughter or not. I really don't. I mean, as shitty as that
Triple H?
sounds, no, Triple H is, he's married in. He's not really family. So I don't think he would give it to him either. But this guy, Nick Khan,
Yeah, but
he's
what
the
about
president
kids,
right
though?
now. What kids? Their kids?
Yeah,
What about them?
I don't know. I mean,
Stephanie and Triple H all have daughters. Shane has 2 sons, but who knows if they even want to be involved in it.
yeah.
That business sucks.
That
It's not a
business
good
sucks.
business to be in. It's a lot of backstabbing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fucking, you can't trust anybody.
That's a hard life, man.
It's awful. You're on the road constantly. You never see your family. It's not fun. Everyone we talk to that's been involved in that business, nobody ever really praised it in a way of like, I had so much fun doing it.
Yeah.
Everybody, they had fun road stories,
Yeah,
but they're
yeah,
always on their toes of who's going to fucking cut my throat from behind when I'm not looking. Who's going to the booker and talking shit about me? Or who's going to, my tag team partner and getting in his ear about, whatever. It's a horrible business to be in. So, if I was their kids, you got the money. Why be involved in it? Go do something else. But we'll see what happens. But Cody leaving, though, AEW, that's not a great sign for them. It's really not. That's got to hurt big time as far as their morality goes. So, all right. That's it. $2.99. 1 to go. Not next week. The week after, Rich? Yeah. All right. That's it. Russo'sBrand.com. Head over there. OPRadio.com. Statement Games, of course. Head over and check that out. And we will see you guys